Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our webinar PASCAL, the digital platform for the bus coach industry. I'm Mauro Garcia with Lufthansa Industry Solutions, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. I'm joined today by Stan Schmal, the product owner of PASCAL. Stan will get things started in just a few minutes, but first, let's check on a few quick housekeeping items for those on the line. Today's webinar is being recorded, and you will receive a link to the on-demand version via email within 1 or 2 business days. You're free to share that link with colleagues who were not able to attend today's live session. We will have a Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. Please feel free to ask questions at any time via the question box on your screen. That being said, Stan, tell us a little bit more about PASCAL and how it works.
Thank you, Mauro. Thank you for having me on today's webinar. I'm more than glad to give an introduction on PASCAL. PASCAL is PASCAL is a digital platform for the bus coach industry. Bus coaches can use one or several applications which run on the platform. And bus coaches can also use those apps on one bus route or on thousands buses, for 1,000 buses or routes. So it is completely scalable. The apps which run on PASCAL today focus on 3 areas. First of all, revenue management and passenger experience, which includes apps like dynamic pricing app for price optimizations, next best destination app for personalized sales, and customer satisfaction app for keeping your customers happy. The second area is bus operations, which includes apps like cancellation prediction app or demand prediction app in order to optimize your route planning or optimize the utilization of buses. And the third area is maintenance. Here we have 2 apps for fuel monitoring and for general bus condition monitoring with the goal to reduce unscheduled maintenance costs. All those apps run independently from each other so that all combinations you can think of are possible. And moreover, different apps can be used on different buses or routes. So for example, for routes with many competitors, a bus coach company may use dynamic pricing app to calculate the optimal price. And on routes which require a high customer satisfaction, bus coaches can use the customer monitoring app to keep an eye on customer happiness. And the best part is the bus coach pays only for the actual usage of the particular app. This makes the digital platform so valuable for the bus coaches, for the bus coach industry. We worked very hard to make the usage of PASCAL very easy for the bus coach companies. And here on this slide, you see how it works. So in the first step, a bus coach company selects an app it wants to use. It can be one app, can be several apps. In the second step, we establish then a data connection to the bus coach company. This can be a data warehouse, it can be a cloud. We also offer upload option for bus coach companies. And after that, the data runs through the apps in an automated process. And the bus coach companies or its users receive the results in real time. And as I mentioned before, the bus coach company pays only for the actual usage. So for example, if a bus coach uses an app for $10 per bus, and it applies this app on 10 buses, its monthly costs are $100 US. And yeah, this is how PASCAL works, and this is what PASCAL as a digital platform is.
Stan, this all sounds very interesting, especially because I work very closely with a bus operator, and this tool can be very useful for them. Is there any opportunity to see PASCAL live?
Yes, yes, there is actually a demo version for that. Let me just switch to the demo version. The demo version is available, and it shows how bus coaches can basically benefit from PASCAL. So on the demo version, you have the apps running, and those apps run on historical values. So there's no real-time feature in the demo version, but so we use historical values. Let me show you. Two apps today in this webinar. One is a dynamic pricing, and one is fuel pricing, and both two apps are in great demand by bus coach companies. Let me just see, where's my cursor? So dynamic pricing, the dynamic pricing app, the goal of the dynamic pricing app is to provide the bus coach companies with the optimal price on a particular route. And what you do here is basically you select a particular route, you select a particular date and time for this trip on this particular route. Press the button predict, and you receive an estimated and predicted optimal price, and set for this route on this date for this time. The calculation here is based on 1,000 price points between the bus coach company and our customer and its competitors on the same route. And the optimal price is selected by maximizing the bus coach revenue. So if it goes with a higher or a lower price, its revenue will decrease. So those prices can be reached either via this portal by going through each route and date and time, or we push those values for the requested routes on the bus coach data warehouse. We update those prices on the daily level and rerun the model on the daily level. The second the second app I would like to show you is a fuel monitoring app. And the goal of this app is to warn a bus coach company if a bus is consuming too much fuel. So what you do here is you select a particular bus, or you select a whole region. In this case, we select the region North. And you see here some KPIs on average fuel consumption, how many buses are online and on the watch list. Down here, you see an action list with shows you the critical buses. So something is not going well with those buses, and here you can request technician. You can add it to a watch list, and you can also remove it from the action list if you identified the problem and if it was solved. And if you are interested in more information, you can also go on the dashboard view. And here you can see even more KPIs, such as comparison to overall consumption. You can see an average fuel consumption by trip time, average fuel consumption by number of passengers, and on how a particular bus, here in this case, bus 205, is performing in comparison to other buses on the same route. And you can see here, in some cases, the consumption is lower, in other cases, consumption is higher. And based on the business rule, this information here is used for the alert system to notify the bus coach company to take a closer look on this bus, to take a look on this bus whether something is going wrong with the particular bus. Yeah, and this is basically a short introduction to PASCAL and on some apps of PASCAL.
I do see the benefits of PASCAL, especially the no development cost for the operator or the scalability. But how does a bus coach benefit from the usage of such a platform in their operation?
Yeah, this is a great question. This is the main question. Why a bus coach should use such a tool. We talk a lot with our customers in the bus coach industry, and definitely the no cost development and no cost for maintenance is a big advantage for bus coach companies. However, the opportunity to use apps on the bus and route level is a great advantage for bus coach companies as well. So in some cases, you do need a price optimization tool, and in others not. So why should a bus coach company then pay for this app for the whole fleet if it only uses it, let's say, on 10 buses or 15 buses? And this is the flexibility we provide to bus coach companies with PASCAL. Also, all apps are very easy to use, and you do not need to provide any kind of training. So it is open the interface and start working with this. It's completely secured by us, and we also work continuously on new apps. We bring in our knowledge, what we also experience in other industries like cruise industry, but also airline industry, and bring in this knowledge in a form of new apps on PASCAL. On the monetary side, we see that monitoring bus condition or fuel condition reduces unscheduled maintenance and operations interruptions, which reduces the overall cost, the general cost. By using such a platform, bus coach company also reduces its IT costs because each bus coach company pays just a fraction of what the development or operation of such an app would cost. And bus coach company also have the option to increase its revenue by about 5 to 20% by optimizing the prices. It's basically a revenue which is just out there. You just need to apply those models and revenue management and for price optimizations and increase the revenue. And yes, those are the main benefits we see, and also get feedback from the bus coach companies. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Stan. This really looks like an awesome product. Really, again, I think a lot of operators for coach line in the coach line industry will find it very, very useful. And now it's also the time to get the question from our audience that I'm sure they might have some. I even during when you were speaking, I saw some of them were coming through. And one of the question is, am I required to use all applications on the platform?
All applications on the platform? Oh, no, not at all. You are not required to use all applications on the platform. So you can use one app, you can use 2 or 3 apps. It's completely up to the bus coach company. And the best thing is that you can also apply one app on let's say 5 routes, and the other app on completely different routes. So you can combine those apps and routes you apply on them as you like. Where you think this app will help you in your business, you apply it there, and then only pay for this usage. But if you do not use or do not need this app on other routes, then you don't pay for this. No. So it's you apply this. You can use only one app on the platform. Mm-hmm.
Great. So it's completely customized for the customer needs. I think. Yes. That's pretty efficient, especially now in the times that we're living, and so that you can actually then adapt to any budget of any customer. Yeah, that's great, definitely. Mm-hmm. So here we have another question that is, what if I do not have a particular data?
What if you don't have the particular data? So the data requirements for those apps is really straightforward. So on the revenue management side or on customer experience side, we basically use transaction data, which is, I would say, always available with PASCAL company. At least I haven't seen any PASCAL company which does not have any transaction data. So we use this, and on the maintenance side, there are buses which already kind of collect some sensor data, and we can just access it. If you have buses which do not have this option, we provide you with a hardware device, which is a plug-in device. You plug it into a bus, and that's it. So this will collect the data we need and send it over to our platform, and where then this data go into fuel monitoring or a bus condition monitoring app. And if there is any kind of data you really do not have for a particular app, we will support you to gather this data. But keep in mind, most of those apps are built in that way that you usually would already have this data, and you would not need to start collecting this data. Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, and I think that we have time for one last question. And here we have another user asking, what are the typical costs for the usage of a particular app, like for a specific app that you decide to go with?
It highly depends on how many buses or routes you apply this app. So, for example, if you have an app which is $10 per bus, and you apply this app on 20 buses, then your monthly cost will be $200. If you have an app which is $25 per route, and you apply this on 10 routes, and then your monthly costs are $250. So it's very much up to the bus coach company how much, what is their budget, and how much they want to spend, and where and on which buses or routes they want to apply this app. Good.
Well, again, very scalable, right, and tailored to basically the usage of the application. So good. Good. I think modular solutions right now are the most efficient ones. So PASCAL really complies to that. And well, it looks like we're just about time here. Please, the audience and all the people who participated in the webinar, thanks again for attending. And feel free to email Stan if there are any open questions, or if you would like to learn more about PASCAL and the opportunities behind this awesome product. Again, thanks again to everyone for joining us today, and have a great day.
Thank you.